And it's a terrible thing to have when you're trying to pull off triple axels and quadruple jumps.
Now, is this Banderas or is this Beckham?
This is carne cruda, and this is Banderas.
Okay.
He opens with the troublesome triple axel.
Now, did you see that? Did you see the takeoff edge, the scrape of it, and the way it swirled off to the left from the direction that he was skating to you into the left? And that's a no-no for being able to balance your landing.
Hand down, but he pulls off the quad triple combination. He's one of the best spinners in the world.
Easy there. That headless spin is exceedingly difficult. That can upset your balance, keep you off the edge very, very easily. Nice fluid movements to him, the way he pulls those dance steps off. You know, he's got a wonderful quality about him. There's really a very sort of Latin kind of, he loves this Latin music, and he always moves to it, and there's a sinuousness to his body, and that, I think, is a rare quality. We don't see that too much. We certainly won't be seeing it in Joubert, and a different kind of quality of sinuousness from what we'll see with Johnny Weir.
Was he as sharp as you've seen him, though?
No.
No, but I think it could have been a lot worse. He had slight errors in his jumping passes, the first two, and then everything else was clean, the beautiful triplets.
When you miss that music at the end, too, there's no emphatic
That's right.
end to the program.
It didn't build. It didn't build. You've got to have a beginning, a middle, and end, and that's exactly what Thomas Werner had.
Stéphane Lambiel from Switzerland, world titles in 05 and 06.
And he opened with that triple axel. This week, just a very tough week for this jump here. Just the feet together, though, very nice. Gets a little bit far back on his heel. That's probably one of the best ones he did, though, I have to say. Lots of falls this week. Look at the feet. Very tight in the air. Could they have been tighter? Yes, but then falling back on his heel there. Just not able to hold that. And then the quad combination. He gets tremendous height here. Great reach back. Very good tight, but doesn't really need to touch that hand down, I don't think. Whips off the triple toe like it's nothing, though. Good transition into this spin as well, using his arm there.
In the kiss and cry, waiting for the numbers, is Lambiel as we send it back to Peter Carruthers right now. Pete?
European champion Tomáš Werner, what caused you to skate like that in the short program? Well, honestly to say, it didn't cost much. I was surprised on the end that I really had the power to celebrate. And of course the steps and footwork were really tough for me because my legs were tired. But I enjoyed it today. I enjoyed it. It was my best competition so far.
Good work. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So Werner posted very high numbers. In fact, 79.87, the number for Tomasz, 40.57. That's not going to get it done. 79.12, shake of the head, but by Lambiel.
But very close.
Yeah, it is very. You're exactly right. Less than a point separating the top two right now. And coming up next, American Johnny Weir, who's on a comeback mission this season. He's changed coaches, moved away from his home to train in New Jersey, and has a newfound discipline.
I still feel when I go to competitions like I'm still the 16-year-old kid that's at his first nationals or whatever. But I'm 23 and I'm one of the older ones now, so I got to get these jobs done and get out. I've had great practices both in New Jersey and in Russia, and I feel strong. I feel the strongest that I've been all year. Galina Yakovlevna and Viktor Vasilic have been working with me so hard on making an actual plan. Every practice is planned, every day is planned out, because then you don't exhaust yourself. It's very smart and very calculated how we're doing it. Well, of course, I've thought about being world champion, but this week I'm not focused on that at all. This week I want to show everyone how hard I've worked, and I want to show everyone what I can do, and I want to show just that I'm back and that I'm not going to go away, and I'm going to fight for the next few years until the next Olympics, and I want to achieve everything that I can.
Johnny Weir ready to take the ice here at the World Championships right after this message and a word from our ABC stations. You're watching ESPN on ABC.
Mr. Clean now tackles messes two ways with the power of Mr. Clean plus the freshness.
Scott Hamilton entertained the crowds in Copenhagen, Denmark, on his way to winning his second of 4 world titles in 1982.
Standing ovation time. Well, there it is for Scott Hamilton. I think that was overall a superb performance for him. Complete, precise, and very exact.
Representing the United States, Johnny Weir.
From the cheers for Scott Hamilton to the cheers for Johnny Weir, a 3-time U.S. champ who narrowly missed. And if you saw the Nationals, it was amazing. The final numbers coming down exactly the same to 2 decimal points. Weir and Lysacek winning the free skate, so Johnny ends up with the silver medal. Here he is, something to prove. There's his mom in the stands watching here in Gothenburg.
Wonderful ease to that, just flows right out of that. No effort visible at all.
Beautiful triple axel, great flow out of it.
Look at the edges as he goes into these and pulls out of them. Deep sweeping edges. Very, very nice. I've got to tell you, that was really a very, very smooth, beautifully done program in every way. I mean, the jumps were good, the spins were good, the edges was fine. There wasn't a single falter anywhere. I mean, that's a program he should be proud of. And looking at his face, you can certainly see he is.
He does elegance as well as anyone in men's skating today, and there was nothing there to really tarnish that program.
Well, the reason he's elegant is because he's relaxed about it, and he lets it flow, and he lets it happen. He doesn't force anything. There's no breathless quality about him, and that's the beauty of his skating.
Three-time U.S. champ Johnny Weir. He'll leave the ice satisfied with that performance. We'll get his numbers in just a moment. And don't forget, we've still got the ladies' free skate to come. Johnny Weir in the kiss and cry. Victor Petrenko on the left side of your screen, the Olympic champ. Galina Zmievskaya. So he's got a new set of coaches this year. He's changed a lot, especially with his training.
And look at this triple Lutz, triple toe loop. Look at the ease and this pull back and the step. Very, very, and the flow out was just in perfect position. Not an ounce of struggle to it. And here is triple axel. Just watch first the step up into it. Good height. Good revolution, and again, look at the landing. Just wonderful position.
He looks as good as he's looked in a long time.
That's because he's wanted it this year. He's fought for it, and he wasn't going to let it get ahead of him, as he did the previous year. And that's, I think, what's played off him. that son and daughter, mother-in-law and son combination is a good one for him.
It certainly has worked. Johnny Weir on top of the leaderboard right now. Been quite an afternoon of men's skating so far, wouldn't you say?
Beautiful skating, really good quality.
And that can be contagious, and that's a great feeling when you step on the ice and you sense the audience.
Johnny Weir, Tomáš Werner, Stéphane Lambiel, your top three so far in the men's short program. But on the ice right now from Canada, quite an artist himself, Jeffrey Buttle.
Buttle will open with his triple flip combination here.
Really neat, wasn't it?
Yes.
Neat, clean, tidy.
Great triple axel. He scrapped his Pagliacci short program, and I think that was a great decision. Much more comfortable with this one. Excellent.
What I like is that he's so musical. Every step there was working with that.
There's a great performance quality to it, just so mature skating.
I've got to tell you, he was just, like Johnny Weir, he just moved with such ease over the ice, such grace. Without the effort putting into it. Glorious, glorious performance. I'd hate to have to judge between the two of them.
We'll check out those numbers. It should be close. Jeffrey Buttle from Canada. Meanwhile, Johnny Weir is with Peter.
Johnny Weir, go back to the ice in that short program and tell me what it was like to hit that opening triple Lutz, triple toe.
From the triple Lutz, triple toe, I felt fine. I was sailing through the rest of the elements. But the first triple Lutz, all I can remember from Olympic Games is the cowbells for Stéphane Lambiel. And my experience wasn't so great there. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go again. And then when I got the Lutz toe out of the way, I felt perfect. I felt like I had angel wings today.
What do you want to accomplish from here?
Continue this kind of skating. Results, I can't control anything with results unless, of course, I fall all over the place. So I want to show everyone what I've worked so hard to do this season, and I want to end this great season on a high note.
We'll look forward to seeing you in the free. Thank you so much.
It is interesting. You come here saying, I don't care about the placement, I just want to skate. Well, then you get greedy. He's in the lead right now. But we'll see if it holds up. Jeffrey Buttle needing 80.80. We saw a personal best from Weir, and it's even better from Buttle, 82.10.
Wow.
Buttle, Weir, Tomáš Werner bumping the two-time world champ Lambiel out of the top three. Guess what? The favorite, maybe. Daisuke Takahashi is next. He's been working the hip-hop in the short program all year long. Right now, he gives us the scoop on Cyberswan.
The short program is cool. 今回は元々の曲はスワンレイク。
The original song is Swan Lake.
ちょっと音楽の
And I added some hip-hop taste.
踊りも完全にヒップホップではないんですけど、そういう要素。
The dance is not completely hip-hop style, but the overall program is up-tempo.
Check it out.
It was right here in Sweden that John Curry of Great Britain won his first and only world title.
One of the great stylists, one of the most elegant skaters of all time. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with as fine line, as fine musical interpretation as he has. He's really a pleasure to watch.
From Japan, Daisuke Takahashi.
John Curry, one of the great stylists of all time.
Absolutely. Brilliant skater.
We've had pretty close to brilliance on the ice so far here this afternoon. Terrific skating in the men's short program here at the World Championships. And Daisuke Takahashi, he's trying to become the first Japanese man to win a world title. And as you said, this has been the short program of the year.
Starts off with his 3 jumping passes, and then he lets it all loose. Triple flip, triple toe.
Good. Oh. And that could cost him the entire championship right there, you know? Straight out of the Broadway Dance Center.
tremendous energy in this straight line step, especially these iconic steps. It's fun to see a skater embrace something that's absolutely current.
You know, what he had there was that he got that hip hop right into his blood, and then it came out. It was no doubt that he knew exactly what he was doing, that he'd trained that he'd lived it, that he'd been involved with it for so long, and right in his system. And it was a perfect move for his style of skating. Crackerjack, absolutely. Firecracker, absolutely.
Paul, I'm not sure how much better this men's short program can get.
Well, Brian Joubert's just coming up, and he's got a quad plan, so how about that?
Yeah, you've got the defending world champ still to come.
All I got to tell you is John Curry would be really proud of the advances in men's skating from a stylistic point of view.
The triple axel is probably going to cost him some points here. The air position looked fine, but I think he's on his toe there. Just cannot pull back out of that. The hand down is a required grade of execution deduction, but the footwork sequence, this is the signature of the season as far as I'm concerned. Just the difficulty combined with the energy that he puts into it, using all of his blade and toe, fantastic.
Dick, back to your point about one hand touching the ice and maybe costing him the title. 3-point separation between the top four right now. That's it.
Well, as I can see, he got over a 2-point deduction for that and a grade of execution. So, you know, you can't handle that.
So currently in third place, Takahashi. Remember, the number is what counts, though, and he's less than a point behind Johnny Weir. Jeffrey Buttle, though, still with the lead. The skating's been great. We've got the world champ next. He's got a lot of work to do after this message and a word from our ABC stations. You're watching ESPN.
Next Oprah.
Brian Joubert on the ice and ready to go here in the men's short program at the World Championships. The 2007 champ, 23 years of age, from Poitiers, France. It's been an odd year for him, though. He had a muscular virus earlier in the season, which took him away from a few competitions, and he's fought back since then. He says physically he's ready now.
One of the things to watch is his landings out of the jump. They are the most perfect, smooth, when the jump is right, that is. It's a quad toe, triple toe.
Wow.
Did you notice the flow out? Steady, secure, not a wobble, nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's just superb exiting of jumps.
Triple axel.
Oh, did you see the way he skidded off that edge? That cost him a little bit at the back, but I mean, you know, the jump was complete and fine. There won't be any deduction there.
Oh my goodness.
You know, he can do that with his left hand tied behind his back, and yet he was curving out of the circle. You could see that the way it was happening, and that kind of pulled him off on that.
Sometimes when you get those difficult moves out of the way, then you lose your concentration.
Now this is a circular step, and I know you and I have disagreed on it, Paul, but I think that this is a harder move, a harder step combination to be able to achieve with this, because the curves that you have to bring to it, the bulges, the change of edges you are doing against another change, another circle. And that makes it harder than when you're balancing on a straight line. And he's not achieving that very well here. I think it's more or less of a simpler circular step and not quite as effective as it could be. Nice move. Kurt Browning helped in this area. And of course, he's the quintessential dancer. What a shame, you know. We would have had a series of really almost near-perfect performances. What a pity that there had to be that kind of a slip in this thing, particularly when it's something that he can do in his sleep.
Trying to become the first man from France to win 2 titles here. I go back to you on camera. Not only has it been great skating, but it's all over the map, and from all over the map, the different styles.
Absolutely, and even the different geography, their location, where they come from, the culture that they all have. I mean, and the physiques that they have as to what adapts to which kind of style.
And he had this rolling until that moment.
Oh, absolutely. No question. Everyone assumed it was going to be a perfect program. The way he started off with the quad triple, just so balanced. And just watch the reach back here and how much height he gets in the air position and then that landing position.
That smooth landing edge, I just love it. I mean, the way he pulls out of those jumps. But watch this.
Just not tight enough in the air and comes out over that outside edge and just not strong enough with the checkout.
Did you notice how the foot was balanced on the end? That he hit the ice with the edge of his boot. And I think that's what pulled him out. And everybody does that.
I had the opportunity to skate last.
The current leader, Jeffrey Buttle, talking to the world via the media. And we'll see if he stays on top. You would imagine he would because of the mistake. But Joubert, as relaxed and confident as we've seen him in a long time. And just hitting his head at the end there because he knew one mistake.
Do you know why he's relaxed? Because his body is working for him. He feels well after that bout with that illness that he had. He's now moving, and that's what makes him feel good.
Dick, you know what, though? The look on his face just went blank when he saw the numbers. He's all the way down in 6th, and I don't think he expected that. Your top 3, Buttle, Weir, and Takahashi, but less than 2 points separating those 3. Less than 5 points, the separation all the way down through Brian Joubert. And one of the reasons he was so confused in the kiss and cry a moment ago, we're told now there was a music violation. You could actually hear the lyrics in his music. That's not admissible, but he skated before internationally, and they didn't take any points off. Taking you through from the U.S., Stephen Carriere in 11th, and in 14th, Jeremy Abbott, rounding out the men's short program. Don't forget, the men on tap tomorrow on ESPN as they skate for gold. Buttle leading the way, but we're in a great position at 4:30 Eastern Time. While we have a moment, we would like to recognize one of our own. He started at ABC back in 1958, and our director on figure skating since the mid-60s, Doug Wilson, is now in his 50th year at the network. He's retiring after these World Championships. He's covered 10 Olympics, 40 sports, and has won 17 Emmys. Here's a look at some of the lasting images from his career.
is off 7, make your move. Ready 2, take 2. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
If you have ever watched figure skating on ABC television, then you have seen the sport through the talented eyes of Doug Wilson.
And the Hall of Famer, Doug Wilson, joining us right now. And Doug, you're not alone. You've got your own cheering section here. Your
the clan
family
is here. Everybody's here. Hey.
all 11 strong with you in the booth, and it's been quite a ride, I know.
It's been extraordinary, and if I had your masterful way with words, Terry Gannon, I'd be able to find a way to express the gratitude I feel for 50 years of this career. I just owe so much to so many people. If you think of all the great camera people and all the great engineers and so forth. But most of all, just for now, I want to thank ESPN and ABC for spending the time and effort to give this wonderful gift to me and my family as a conclusion to what's been a 50-year incredible, marvelous, mystical voyage.
You've taught me how to be a professional, and I thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Go to San Moritz or somewhere now, right?
Let's go.
All right.
Hey, guys. How do you feel? You having a good time?
Meanwhile, that man right over there, we're going to push his button when we come back. Believe me, trust me, it'll be good. Stay with us here. Figure Skating Championship.
We're in beautiful Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark, Stockholm on the east coast of Sweden, then there's Gothenburg, where we are, and happy to be here in this harbor town on the west coast. It's beautiful, it's clean, the sun seems to shine all the time. But for this week, it's the beautiful, it's the exciting World Figure Skating Championships. And inside this magnificent facility, a capacity crowd has gathered to watch the world's greatest figure skaters here in their annual championship. And speaking of championships, here's a man that won 5 in a row. Dick Button, it's great to be working with you again.
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you too, Chris.
Thank you.
And that is exactly how it looked back in 1976, the last time the World Championships were held right here in Gothenburg, Sweden. What you were not wearing, Mr. Button, is what we decided to pull out of the closet right now, or from the museum, the traditional, vintage, famous yellow ABC jackets.
You know, those were designed by Rune Arledge, who wanted his commentators to stand out. Everybody else was wearing navy blue blazers. He wanted us to really be alive and stand out.
Oh, you stood out.
And I so hated them that I told him, and I concocted a story, which was in part true, that in figure skating, everything was terribly formal, that the judges wore black ties, sometimes even white tie and tails, but it was strict and it was formalized. And I mean, even the men wore tights at a certain point, if you can believe this. So he bought it, and for 20 years, we wore nothing but tuxedos. I got tired of wearing that tuxedo, but I will tell you, I never had to worry about what tie to wear.
The funny thing is, that is not the most outrageous thing I've seen you wear in the 13 years I've worked with you. All right, in our yellow vintage ABC blazers, it is time now for Push Dick's Button. And it is a very dangerous question to pose, but I will do it. What is on that mind of yours today?
Well, that I miss so many things in skating that are no longer given marks and points, and therefore they're eliminated, or at least the importance of them. One of them is compulsory or school figures. Now, we used to do hours and hours of these, exacting, demanding, complicated, frustrating. My God, they were really just drove you crazy. But I miss them. I also miss split jumps. Aya Zanova, wonderful. Look at the freedom and the flying quality of these. Here's Sonia Klopfer-Dunfield. Look at the stretch of the legs and the turnout of the back leg. That's classic. Here is a Russian split where both toes are turned up by Sasha Cohen. And this is myself in 1947, sort of in a hybrid. 1 foot one way and 1 foot the other way. This was 20 years later. But look at this. It's the classic one of all. I mean, just look at the stretch of that leg. Catherine Healy, a ballerina and a brilliant skater. And I also miss flying sit spins, in which the skater flew into the air before landing in a sit spin. Hayes Jenkins in 1951 did the best ever. And I really miss the emphasis on spread eagles. They don't give them points like that. Paul Wylie was brilliant doing that. And I miss long, steady spins. Lucinda Roux, Switzerland, just could spin and spin and spin and spin, and it was wonderful. And that's why I always like saying, good for you, Lucinda Roux.
One of your memorable quotes, as a matter of fact. Another memorable moment, what I miss as much as anything, costume malfunctions, not the type that take place at the Super Bowl, but here on ice. I'll take you back to 2002, Tope Mianana and Marinin out there on the ice. Listen to this.
Forgive me for laughing, but his coat caught in her skate and it must have been made of stretch material. I'm sorry. I apologize for laughing.
And that is why you are the best in the business. Succinct and to the point, Mr. Button.
Thank you very much. It still makes me laugh when I think of that. And also all the split zippers and the pull clothes that we've seen through the year. That's the wonderful thing about figure skating, is it's got everything going for it, from costumes and everything that malfunction to wonderful skating. And that's what makes it so spiffy a sport.
Let's unbutton this now. I've got to breathe at this point. Back to the museum, as a matter of fact, and we roll on here at the World Figure Skating Championships. Coming up next, a look back at the ladies' short program.